So as I said before, Athearn's just been really putting out some nice cars lately with their pre-orders, and they recently brought back the new set of TTX Bosch cars. These are the popular 60-foot Gunderson cars that came out, and these are the most recent scheme that TTX is doing, which is the railcar pooling scheme. And essentially with these two, these are the new run again, so I pre-ordered these ahead of time, and I did get these, fortunately, like I said, I was able to get them, but a lot of these are selling for like $80 to $90 now from the old run, which is absolutely freaking ridiculous. I don't know why people are doing that, trying to rip other people off, but you know, whatever, it's people in the hobby. Everybody's got to think their shit's worth $1,000 anyway. But I got two of these, like I said, from the batch. I didn't want to get too many, so I just decided not to get the third number. I only got two. The first one I got is the 662797, modeled as it appears today. So the paint and everything is relatively clean. Just some subtle washes down the sides. I added the safety stripes, and you guys can see I did the trucks up real nice, but they're still not that bad. You guys can see that nice graffiti, hand painted, of course. Got all the fine bit of gang graffiti, some scribble, a little bit of hobo graffiti there right in the door, this graffiti here in the corner, some light washes on the roof, nothing crazy, and pretty much no kick up on the ends. Really the emphasis of the grime is on the trucks, and kind of a little bit of wheel spray on the coupler bar and on the ends there as well. That's about it. On this side, again, some prototype graffiti, just some basic washes, everything like that. So it's a very simple weathering job, as you can see. But they're really good cars. These are really common on the rails right now, so it's good to have a couple of these. So if you can buy them up, definitely get them, but don't pay $80 for them, guys. Come on, don't fuel that fire. Anyway, here's the next one, 662745. This one's a little cleaner because it's a little bit more recent, as I found. This one was made a couple months later, before the 662797. So this one still has the blue bearing caps, as you can see. I put that on there, painted those, and it's again very clean. You can see there's just a light wash down the side, some subtle dusting with some chalks. That's pretty much it. Same thing on the roof and on this side as well. Now, something I'll point out with these cars too, and something that if you're going to add the reflective safety stripes too, it's important to add this little detail. But nowadays they put safety striping on the ends, in between the handrails and the ladders. You know, I put the little reflective strips in between those. That's an important detail to add on these cars because they started doing that recently. So these cars are pretty much ready to go into service. So that's the two TTX cars I got. Athearn's, again, been, like I said, been putting out a ton of railbox cars lately, or not just the railbox cars, but the TBOX, patch outs, all kinds of cool Gunderson cars, so they've really been nailing a couple. This last TTX car I'll show for this video is another Huberts car. This one is another early prototype that I did some heavy modifications to. The cars are really good out of the box. They have some basic details, but I mean, they're still okay. Like, the ladders could be separate, but they're not. I decided not to change that on this car. It'd just be too much work, and I ended up butchering the paint scheme, so I didn't really want to have to repaint this whole car. So all I did here was I just faded it down quite heavily. Did some work on the logos to fade those down a little bit more than the car body itself, and then I went back and added the basic graffiti. So you got the fresh graffiti there. You guys can see they added the ACI label, or not the ACI label, the DOT, or the data block there over the graffiti, and the safety stripes, common thing you see there. You can see all the nice graffiti, all hand painted off of photos. You got some patching on this end here, and then just some basic washes, some heavier grime tones. The roof here is pretty well pitted as well. You guys can see that it's starting to really kind of pit up, but then again, some heavier washes on the roof. On the ends here, the same treatment as the other Huberts car. I added the new Katie lower shelf couplers, high-tech hoses, and the Plano coupler lift bars and brackets. On this side, we got the prototype graffiti as well. As you can see, based off of prototype photos, you got some patching, very subtle patching, as you can see. It's kind of hard to tell, but you can see it's there. Just in some little places here, like on the sides there, I'll point it out to you there. Just some patch repairs, basic patch repairs. Again, some basic weathering on the truck, some mud splatter, a little kick up on the underbody, but again, you can see all that nice weathering work and all the streaking coming down from the door stops and everything like that. Common thing you see on these TTX cars. So this is another heavily modified Huberts, older Huberts Bosch car. I'm glad I got one of these. I need to get at least one or two more of these because you still do see some of these older versions of these cars running around. I'd like to see someone else make these again too. I mean, it'd be nice to have another variation instead of just the Athearn TBX cars. But what do you do? Anyway, I got that car. The last two Gundersons I'll show are some patch outs. This is another recent release from Athearn, the TOBX patch job, which I believe these are ex-AOK cars, so they're pre-patched and pre-faded, which is really nice. So all I had to do here was add the washes, the grime, some basically finishing touches here. I added the safety stripes, the custom painted graffiti again as usual, but all the patching is factory, which is really nice. And this is another one of those prime for grime models, so it came out really nice from Athearn. And there's the graffiti. The roof is pretty basic, just some washes, light washes, and people have been asking me how I do the roofs on these cars. And again, refer to prototype photos if you can, but for the most part, when I've seen these cars, they get the light rust and the washes kind of on the seams, on the roof seams there. Some of them too, like I said, they can sometimes get pretty serious, but a lot of the older cars you'll see just the light rust pitting like this. So kind of try to refer to photos and kind of depending on what year of the car was built to kind of model these accurately, but this one's pretty recent, so just some light washes. Again, on the ends, you guys can see the factory patching. I put the safety stripes on the ends, got all the kick-up spray. On this side, pretty much the same, some basic gang graffiti there on this end. But again, nothing too crazy. I did try to add some door scratches to this side as well because it was in the photo, so I added that as well. And then just the safety striping over the graffiti. You got the old striping at the base of the car starting to rust and peel away, and then the new striping on top. Another common thing you see where you'll have old striping and new striping on the same car. And again, just the end there. So another really nice model by Athearn. I love these patched cars. These are really cool, and they're another common prototype I see all the time around here nowadays. So it's a really nice car. Last Gunderson car. Another patch job, and this one I did myself. In hindsight, I probably should have faded a little bit more, but again, I was trying to kind of model a more recent paint job. This is an ex-AOK prototype, a little bit cleaner AOK prototype, patched for NOKL. I saw one of these cars in person in Fostoria, Ohio, so I decided I'd model one. This is an older Genesis car, so all I had to do here was add the custom patch job using some highball graphics decals, and then I basically renumbered the car, put all the special graffiti and everything on there, all based off of prototype photos. Some heavy grime washes on the sides and ends and everything like that. So there's the graffiti on this car. It looks especially nice, and this one has the obviously the Genesis truck, so it has the rotating bearing caps, which is pretty cool. On this side, pretty much the same again, nothing too crazy here, keeping it simple. And then I added the high-tech hoses and brackets to this one because they make the specific bracket type for this car, so that's really nice. And then I added the KD lower shelf couplers to this one. As you can see, matter of fact, I need to go back and add the KD shelves to all my TBX cars. I should have done that when I was working on all of them, and I didn't. I'm really stupid. I don't know why I did that. Anyway, I got to go back and change them on all my cars. But this one's pretty much done. There's the safety striping on the ends, some basic washes, grime. There's the patch. The roof on this one is very heavy. I don't know what happened here, but this one just got eaten alive. I think it might have been in Canada. In Canada, the weather's a lot heavier, but this one's got a lot of heavier rust pitting and streaking. It's starting to kind of bleed out a little bit, so I tried to kind of copy that here with some heavy washes, some streaks and grime and spots and everything else. So this one's pretty much good to go. So this is an NOKL patch out that I'm holding on to. It's another nice modern Gunderson car, so it looks really nice. I really like it. So, moving on, I got some gondolas to show now, and recently I've been seeing some cars come out, and the ones I want to show here are all DJJ gondolas that I've been working on. Now, currently in Fostoria, Ohio, these cars are rolling around on the trash trains, and they're building a landfill facility outside of Cary, Ohio, where they're basically building a new, landfill itself and the facility and the dirt mound and everything. So they've been hauling dirt from the east and bringing it to the facility in these DJJX cars like these that are getting repatched and renumbered. DJJ has been going back and adding basically renumbering their fleet and patching a couple of their cars. So I've been trying to model some of these. So I got 5 of them, and I'll try to show them very, very quickly here. So I've been doing some patch jobs on these using fresh glossy black paint. And I've been doing my new gondola beat techniques, as you saw demonstrated with the NDYX gondola that I showed a while back, that blue car. I'll show that at a later date, but I basically use the same techniques to basically warp the panels on the sides here. As you can see, this one has some minor dents and dings, and then I did all the effects of scratching and pitting with a dental instrument to do the fine scratches and dents and gouges and everything, and then enhance those with chalks, powders, and oil paints. But the heavier base of the grime coat is basically acrylics. To start with, you guys can see I added the safety stripes to this one as well, so you got the double set of safety stripes, some graffiti, got the fresh patches there, really nice, really nice. Again, just some heavy weathering. These cars really do get beat up. Patching on the ends, kick up, everything like that. and this side as well. So you guys can see the emphasis on the beat sides, graffiti, weathering, double set of safety stripes. You can see the safety stripes are really starting to peel away on this one, but again you can kind of see those dents. And then these all have custom dirt loads. As you can see, I did this with Woodland Scenics Earth, so I need to go back and kind of touch up some spots where some glue kind of spotted it together, so I need to kind of touch these up a little bit, the loads anyway. But they're really nice cars. These are all Atlas cars. So that's the first one, DJX 9087. The second one is 9030 or 9058. So this one's a little bit heavier weathering, heavier dents and stuff. So these are kind of just in different stages. So this one's got heavier dents, a lot more grime. It's got the mud splatter on it. On the ends there as well. And then this side, again, you guys can see really the emphasis on those dents. You can see how the sides are really starting to bow out, and that's just done with a blowtorch. Very simple and easy to do. And then this one has the heavy pitting on the sides as well. There's the fresh DJJ logo and the fresh patch. I did that with basically black auto paint, so I masked off the areas and did a rough spray paint patch job like you see in the real life. So that's how I did that on this car. And then again, some basic graffiti. So there's this one here. The next one is a factory patch job, or well, except for the logo itself. All these cars here are custom decal. This one is factory DJJ, but I did do the fresh renumbering. Then again, just the basic treatment with the dents and everything. And graffiti, safety striping, mud splatter, grime. Got the load. Same thing on this side. Came out really nice. There's the beat up DJJ logo, and then the dents, which are pretty extreme on this car. Matter of fact, I think they're a little too extreme in hindsight, but I mean, what do you do? I'm just going to go ahead and hold on to it though. It's still a decent car for what it is. That's that one. This next one is extremely beat up, and it's probably one of my favorites that I did. So this one, you guys can see, I mean, it's absolutely beat, and this one's actually warped in the center. I actually was able to bend the car body, so if you look at it, the whole thing is actually warped. And I did that again just by basically warming it up in an oven, and then once the plastic was kind of really soft, I just basically bent it and then realigned it so that the wheels and the couplers were still at the same height. So I had to kind of adjust the coupler height a little bit, but that's kind of a neat thing you can do with the heat technique, so you guys can see that. But again, just some heavy dents, pitting, scratches, and everything on the ends. You got the fresh patches there, safety stripes added, all the usual. And then this side. Then this one, the last one, is a DJJ Joseph car. So again, I just kind of beat up the logo a little bit, added the dents, scratches, pitting, safety stripes, the usual stuff. All to model these dirt cars. There's the custom graffiti. And again, I just basically did all these off of prototype photos of the real cars. Like I said, I see a couple of these all the time now with the landfill project being built. And again, you guys can see all the nice dents, graffiti, and everything like that on the sides. So this one's probably the worst out of all of them, worst condition-wise anyway. But right now they're all built to be hauling the soil for the landfill project. So that's what I built these for. So these will be running in my trash train for the landfill project. So this is what I really wanted to do with these for. So I might do some more in the future, but right now 5 is enough, and I'm really happy with those. They came out especially nice. I really like those cars. Alright, so one last thing I'll show guys before I wrap up this video here. I got some custom builds in the works. I got some really cool cars I'm going to show later, rebuilt from bulkhead flat cars that I've revived, and I'm going to be bringing back. And these are pretty much entirely scratch built. So is this car in the background here. I got some scratch built cars to show down here in this drawer, but I'll save that for another video as well. Got another B&O GP30 that's almost done, and I got a custom painted Overland brass car that's on the workbench right now getting some final touch-ups. So that's just really a sneak peek of just a few of the things that I have. I got a bunch more stuff I'm working on. Like I said, I got a ton more cars coming as well. So you guys will not be seeing a lack of projects anytime soon, believe me. So that'll wrap up this video, guys. Be sure to subscribe if you like what you see here. You can, of course, follow my content and see more in the future. And watch out for more videos like this and how-tos and such like that. So, of course, follow me on Facebook and Instagram. My Facebook page is Dan's Custom Trains, Daniel Arnold. You can look me up there and follow my work. And look me up on Instagram, CoolHandDano5, all lowercase. That is my tag. You can, of course, follow me there. And keep up on all the projects that I work on for myself and other people. So, until next time, guys, thank you for watching, and I will see you down the road. Take it easy.